How they dealt with the father's death and eventually the mother's death. How Shark became Shark. Got the name. Yeah. And also the development of the reverse mobile suit. You go from you see the MS-01 through its intermediate variations all the way to like the first, like the Zaku one. So it's an interesting flashback arc. I think it spans like a couple volumes before it actually goes back to the main timeline in Mobile Suit Gundam. So for those of you who's always like kind of thought, yeah, what was it like doing that gap between that untold story? So that's like a nice portrayal done in Gundam the Origin. And then other Gundam side stories. This one, anybody heard of this one? It's a plot for Gihren's assassination. Nobody? Okay.
Think of Operation Valkyrie, but
it is like Operation Valkyrie. Only basically it's almost like a little subgenre that it's a political thriller almost. Think of like one of those like political thriller movies. Only it's Gundam related. It's in manga form. It's about an investigator trying to investigate a plot that's going on to assassinate Gihren Zabi. So would anybody be interested in that kind of series? I mean, so something that's like different from your normal war, people fight, and like mecha and stuff. This one is kind of a lot of different types of authors are going to contribute Gundam in some sort of way. And for this one, it's more like a political thriller of a plot. So, all right. Next we have Gundam Legacy. This serial it talks about it's a series of one shot, like one chapter, two chapter stories that like just expand on the aftermath of certain battles.
That's like Shelter. Those were used in the Shark Attack.
Everybody hear that? Want to speak up?
I mean.
Well, basically it expands on a lot of aftermath of major battles that people know about, and even provides some epilogue of certain stories, like manga stories. I don't know if anyone plays like Lost World Chronicles. You see a lot of like British bunny girls in the story. You have a lot of Operation Girls, and then there was like a chapter that was like pure fan service. It was like a pool party chapter called like the British Girls. So, yeah, it just fills in the gaps. Here's another side stories. Anybody build the MG kits of the RX-784 and the RX-785? Yeah, so they have their own stories actually. So this is called Mobile Suit Gundam from the Place Beyond Place, I think. So it details these two pilots who pilots these two Gundams. You get to see them in action. The guy has it right there.
Only the first volume. I left the second one at home.
It's got 2 volumes, and then it's got a 3rd volume that's kind of like an alternate ending, which is pretty cool. So yeah, for those of you who love the kid, you get to see it in action. And for those of you who are more Xeon savvy, the action Zaku is actually in there. So we have series that promote games. Lost World Chronicles, as I mentioned before. Who played Lost World Chronicles? Alright, anybody play Climax UC or heard of the game? Yeah, Dad has a manga series too. So in the games, you get to play an original storyline where it just spans through Mobile Suit Gundam era all the way through Gundam F91. And the manga also does that, only it does it in a series of time jumps. So each chapter is about the same characters, only in the different era in the timeline. And eventually it all bridges together. Like, if any one of you guys see Bakano, the anime? Yeah! Kind of like that, only Gundam, manga, awesome. And then you have series of bridge gaps. This is Gundam Seed Destiny, The Edge, which is basically Gundam Seed Destiny, but told from Asran's point of view. Though Gundam Seed Destiny does have a lot of parts where it's told from Asran's point of view, so I'm really particularly fond of this.
Yeah!
Next, you got Gundam Ecology CEO, sorry for bad pronunciation. Who read that? I still follow that. It is drawn by the character designer of Macross,
Yes.
Haruko Mikimoto. So it looks very shoujo-ish, looks like kind of like Gunbuster-ish at first. It's about a military academy, female protagonist, maybe some shoujo-ish elements where it's a guy and all that. But this takes place after the Titans were formed and before Zeta. So it's kind of one of those series that bridges the gaps where you see the Titans are up to no good again, using this military academy to find new types. And this is actually a pretty engaging series. I mean, even if you're not into shoujo, like, trust me, invest in it. It's totally worth it. It's one of like the few manga series I actually collect. And for those of you who are disappointed that Tokyo Pop stopped releasing them, I think they released another volume, volume 9 in March. So they still have the contract. They just aren't really punctual in rolling these manga out because of the economy and all that stuff. And one of the most notable manga series that bridged the gaps is Char's Deleted Affair.
Yes!
So for those of you who are wondering what Char was up to after the 1 year war and before he jumped ship to the AUG in the Zeta, he was in Axis, chilling. And if you ever found out how Haman Khan became so psycho bitch crazy, you have 11 volumes of manga to see the character development. She actually starts out as a little girl, really innocent and stuff. No, Char does not go after. But yeah, you get to see what's going on in Axis during those years, and basically Haman's transformation is really pretty compelling. I mean, you really feel strong. Okay, next. Gundam humor. Who's into Gundam humor?
Hey, what about you?
Alright, so, I mean, there's a humor genre in the manga world. So, here we go.
You can't really magically edit and panel in.
What was your Gundam-san? Anybody heard of this one?
Yeah!
Okay, Mobile Suit Gundam-san. It is a manga that is mostly a compilation of 4 panel gags and jokes. And this artist also once in a while writes multi-chapter stories, kind of humor stories, kind of like one Adventures of Little Garma, which is basically the Zabi family living inside Grid, but then they're really dirt poor. And Dozo and Dagon lives in they work as construction workers, while Viren Zabi, the almighty Viren Zabi, is unemployed, not educated, just sitting around scratching his butt. While little Garma is in the kindergarten, wandering around, being nice and happy, and yeah, it's a nice twisted take of the story. So Mobile Suit Gundam-san is really popular for everyone. So there's Inu Gundam, which is basically who knows the story of Mobile Suit Gundam? A lot of people. Only just imagine this if they were all dogs. The Gundam is in a bag, and you see Char sabotaging, packing bombs of some sort in his own way as a dog. In this case, taking number 1. And there's a lot of barking, there's a lot of butt biting. There's dogs doing what they do. There's also another variation, same author, only it's fat Gundam, as in everybody in Gundam is fat and they're always eating, and there's a lot of fat. A lot of gag humor there. And the thing is, nobody dies. Like Garma, Ramba, Rod, they all end up somewhere, but they just don't die. They always end up in somebody's ship.
It is tossed out.
And then there's Tony Takezaki's Gundam Presents. So who read Gundam Origin? Or seen the art style?